At the University of Southern California, it's easy to spot the students from China. They gather regularly for social events like this Mid-Autumn Festival. Environmental engineering student Sun Wei says he has not met many Americans because there are so many students from China. But he sees a positive side to this.
The benefit is when I arrived, it doesn't take much adjusting. It's all Chinese.
But coming to the U.S. has not been easy for many. And Ru Peng says he and his wife find it tough being away from family.
We are the only child in both families. And when your parents get older, they tend to miss you a lot and miss your grandson a lot.
The number of Chinese students studying in the United States has almost tripled in the past decade and has more than quadrupled since 1995.
International economist Ferdinando Guerra says Chinese students contributed more than $100 million to LA's economy last year. He says nationwide, they contributed more than $4.5 billion. Economists like Jim Hosek say China's economic growth is behind the dramatic increase in Chinese studying in the U.S.
There are a lot of Chinese entrepreneurs, businessmen of all sorts, business leaders who are simply wealthier today, and they can afford to send their sons and daughters abroad.
Chinese native Li Jing studied education at the University of Southern California. She says as recently as 2004, Chinese students received scholarships from U.S. universities.
The majority of Chinese students received scholarships. Now the students pay their own way to come here.
Varun Soni, USC's Dean of Religious Life, says while Chinese students have traditionally majored in engineering or science, they are now beginning to choose business, education, or film.
So I think one of the trends we see with this generation is they're really thinking about how what they can learn here will help them when they go back to China. It's not like they want to move here permanently like previous generations of students wanted to.
And that worries some Americans, says Jim Hosek.
Well, the number one concern, I believe, on people's minds has to do with the outflow of human capital.
But professors and economists say the U.S. can benefit from the Chinese presence.
I think we become more integrated as cultures, as nations, which makes the opportunity for collaboration, cooperation much more apparent and achievable.
For the moment, most of these students are primarily focused on making the most of a new environment and studying hard so their parents will be proud. Elizabeth Lee for VOA News, Los Angeles.